We're here at Jackson's Empowerment and Enrichment Complex. We're standing in front of the Tree of Unity, and we're having a interview with Rickey Lanier. Hello, Rickey.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about the Jackson's Empowerment and Enrichment Complex, their youth program, and we just want to get some information from you about the program which you volunteer here at Jackson's Empowerment and Enrichment Complex. The first thing I wanted to ask you was how you became involved with Jackson's Empowerment and Enrichment Complex.
How did I come involved?
How did you become involved?
Well, I once came here, I was familiar with Superwolf. I used to come see him from time to time. And one day I came and I ran into Brother Elmo Richmond, and I got to talking to him, and I appreciated what he was trying to do for the community. So I decided that I would join in and work with him.
Okay, so you like what you had saw, you like the information that you were given?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, this Tree of Unity that we're standing in front of, you painted this, right?
That's correct.
Yes. And how did you go about painting this? How did you come up with the far as the color scheme that you decided to paint for the tree?
Well, one thing, you gave me an idea of what you wanted to have, and so I just don't come up with a landscape out of my mind. But this comes from a lot of different sceneries. I saw the sky in one book that I checked out at the library, and I kind of arranged this tree to kind of fit what I was going to do for the background. You told me you wanted a dogwood tree, so I went and got books on it, and I kind of made it to where it would fit within this frame. The background comes from many different books. There's nothing just copied, it's just ideas to give me how to complete the composition and give a structure of what I want for the size of the project. And that's pretty much it. I knew that I would want to do it in oil, but oil give me time to blend colors. And I've been working with oil for so long, I knew it would become a lot easier than doing it in something fast like acrylic or watercolor. I wanted something medium that kind of stayed soft and flexible. So that's why I chose oil. And that's about it.
Okay. Okay, we're back with Rickey Lanier. We're now standing in front of a portrait that he is painting of Elmore and Nadine Richmond. What kind of portrait is this you're painting?
This is oil painting on canvas. I once came into your office and saw a picture, this picture here, and I loved it immediately when I saw it, and I knew that it would make a real nice oil painting. It's hand done, crafted. It ain't like blown up by a machine, and I can be a lot more flexible with the colors and everything. That's why I come out. I chose oil also.
Okay.
Just a love for the work.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we're back with Rickey Lanier. Okay, Mr. Lanier, tell me something about how you became involved in painting and on just art in general. We're standing in front of, these are some of your plaques that you've done. So just tell us how you actually became involved in the artistic side.
Are you talking about the plaque work?
Just art in general.
Art in general. My dad was an artist. When I was very young, he used to sketch a lot and sometimes paint, but I just loved, I guess I was a bothersome to him because I was always up under him. Not only me, but my other siblings too. And he just finally got to where he would bring stuff to keep me busy. And I stayed in the floor all the time, sketching.
Okay.
And that's about it. He found out I also had a love for clay.
Okay.
So he would bring me putty and different things to food and keep me occupied.
Keep you occupied.
Keep me money.
Okay, so you've been involved in art for a long time.
A very long time, probably since before elementary.
Okay. So you have a love for art, and you want to share this art with this love that you have for art with others.
True.
And that's why you became involved with the youth department, teaching art in the youth department.
That's correct.
How many days a week do you actually work upstairs? Do you work in the youth department teaching them art?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. And what days are that?
That would be Thursdays and Fridays.
Thursdays and Fridays. Okay. So you've already started on some projects with the youth that are already involved in the program?
Well, just a small, just a little. Most of them trying to get them to understand the dynamics of art, understanding composition, what mediums to use, proper paints that go on with different types of medium. And I also plan in the future to introduce them to clay, we may say sculpture. But right now, it's a pretty interesting class. They have particular, all of them kind of have a little different taste in what they like to try to do. And I think it's going to work just fine.
Okay, so right now you're starting them out with the basics.
Right.
The basics, because you feel like it's important. Before they dive into just some projects, they really need to know the basics. The basics. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's the first thing. So when you had your first meeting with the youth, what did you do? You were talking to them. So what was the reason for the talk? Why were you talking to them?
I was really trying to get a feel of what they wanted to achieve and get a feel of what the art mean to them. That was the first topic I think we had, just trying to get an understanding, get a feel for all the different ones that was in the class. I think that's the best way to start out. If you can understand what the youth want to achieve, it clues you in on more what the information you try to gather for them.
Okay, so what is your goal for them? What is it that you want them to accomplish through taking art?
I would like for them to eventually, it would be in time, eventually try a lot of different types of mediums. And my goal is to, I really would like to run into those young people that had a burning desire to be an artist like myself. That's really what I'd like to see.
Okay, so if a parent were to bring their child to the empowerment complex in the after-school program, and they were to take part in the youth program, the art education part, what can the parent expect for the child to get out of this?
Well, I would think they should expect for their children to to learn a real appreciation for art, and to understand that their children are beginning to realize that art is in everything. It's in building, structure, any way you look, clothing, styles, creativity. It's in their life already more than what most people think. It takes an artist to design books, clothing, book covers, walls, and just want to open their eyes to a lot of what art really means and where they might be able to fit in. You know, you got some people that not realists. They don't necessarily may have an interest in just catching reality. Some people have imagination. Some kids have things where they're more prone to design. Some may like fiction. Some like comics. Some like landscapes, you know, just different types, and you can't expect for all kids to do well in all areas, but you can expect for them to find themselves, I would expect for them to find themselves in my class to feel free to do whatever creativity they have. And that's the biggest thing, and I like for their parents to begin to see that in them.
Okay. So right now, in the after-school program, we have one a young boy up there. He is working on his own graphic novel. So how can you, since he already knows how to draw well, okay. Right now in the after-school program, we have a male student, and he is drawing graphic novels, and he's working on a graphic novel. So he knows how to draw pretty well. So how could him being involved in the under your art instruction, how can that help him?
Well, I've already seen my influence on him already. He's beginning to understand to consider structure and composition when he picks up a page to sketch on. He immediately understood that he's a very, to be as young as he is a very, I might say, established cartoonist. And I can see the growth. But the biggest thing, I wouldn't change anything he's doing. The only thing I would do is give him different means and ways to present it, different mediums to put it on. And that's about the biggest influence I could have on him as far as his comment.
Okay, well that's a lot right there, because you're giving him knowledge that he didn't have, that he was not even aware of these things that he could do. So even though he can draw very well, you're able to expand his mind and let him see there's other things that's out there pertaining to the graphic novel that it really can help him as he works to get this finished.
That's right.
Okay. Well, Mr. Lanier, we thank you for your time, and we appreciate the interview here at Jackson's Empowerment and Enrichment Complex.
Thank you. I'm gonna see what you got. Tashana, for fashion, you got a type of art. A type of art. Rickey, you have to give out your style, to put something together you like. Okay, you get that for fashion, to give out your style, to put something together you like. Your wording is a little off. I can see you understand style or fashion, but it should be to put something together in the way you like it, in the way in which you like it. That would show me more about that you understand fashion. And Tashana, you have a type of art. Well, that's not quite the understanding you need of fashion. Fashion is the way you go about putting something together, the way you fashioned it, the way you made it. That's where fashion is. I'm telling y'all this because I'm hoping y'all listen, because I am going to have these words back at you again. I'm telling y'all this because I want to make sure you understand. Okay, for harmony, Tatiana, you have doing something the same way. And Brooklyn, you get combining two colors and seeing what it makes. Well, that's not looking at it. Neither one is quite looking at it the right way. Harmony is the way things go together, whether it's two or multiple pencil sketches, or multiple lines, multiple colors, multiple, it could be two, anywhere from two. I guess it could even be one in harmonized, lines. Normally it's two or more. It's the way they work together. Say if you got singers, you got one deep voice, you got another light voice, and one in the middle that's harmonizing. You're singing that's harmonizing. Well, in art, it's like the flow. It's like the way things work out. The dynamics of two or more things put together to combine one whole piece within a composition. Can you understand that? Fashion. Or harmony. That's what harmony is. A lot of these words are very similar. All of them falls upon the composition. So do you have a better understanding of what harmony is? It's not just combining colors together, something being the same. It's the way two or more things fit together, and work how they work together. Do they work well together? That's harmony. And form, you could go on. All of this also falls upon the form. Form, you got a type of shape of posture. Okay. Try to mold something into a shape within clay. Both of you are right on this. It's just not all the way full. And it don't have to necessarily be clay. Form could be the way you have something sketched out on paper, the shape of it. It could be in clay. It could be in a building. It could be a person, shape. The way something is built. Designed, produced, frame, mold, shape, pattern, fixed, plotted, chiseled, hammered, erected. I have to write all this down because form have a lot on it. But that's form. Structure. Tashana has a strong building, and Brooklyn, to think of something or imagine something, then try to see if you can make it. You're getting a little closer to the understanding of structure with your statement. Tashana, structure is not necessarily a building. Structure is everything you see around you. Structure is the way anything is made. Even yourself. That's structure. It's just not limited to a building. As far as pertaining to art, structure is once again very close to fashion. It's the way things are made, the build-up of the makeup of something. Can y'all get that? Can you understand that? That's structure. It's not just necessarily clay. It's the way something, it could be the way something is sketched. And it also goes back to composition, the way it fits on a page. Okay, we have, what else? Proportion. Tashana, you didn't know to put nothing there. Did you want to put anything? I won't be able to explain it. Want me to explain it? Okay. Tashana, you have mouth problem.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, I guess it would. Proportion does deal with amount, and the size of something. And when it comes to art and composition, proportion, let's say you got two mountains. We were looking at that book a while ago. One mountain was a lot large, and you had another mountain that kind of fit on the side. Where you say this mountain proportion is maybe 80% of the page, where this one is maybe 50%. So it deals with percentages. Proportion does, and it's the same thing when it comes to art. It deals with the amount of space it takes up within your particular subject matter or medium. It could be within clay and clay. It could be on paper. It could, but pertaining to art, that's what proportion means. It don't mean, it's not just necessarily a math problem. And can you understand that better? I'm gonna have you put some of that in. And there's one more we'll discuss. We'll discuss this first. Style. We got style. Now, it's very hard to distinguish style from fashion. It's very hard to distinguish. Let's see, Tashana, you got the way something is made. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And Rickey, you got how you feel to fix your model of art. How you feel to fix it. That's, I can see both of you have an understanding, somewhat understanding of style. I think your wording could have been a little bit better. Your wording could have been a little bit better. How you like to fix your model of art. I think that I'll let that go. That's pretty good, both of y'all. But we went over all that because I want you to choose a subject matter, and we're going to do it in chalk again. And I want you to consider composition, which all this falls up under when you talk about art. I want you to consider composition, the way your paper is covered. You know, it don't have to be fully covered. You don't want to put just something off in a corner when you got all this paper out here, and you just don't want to make something so small when you got one subject matter. You want to concern yourself about the way you cover your page. That don't mean your whole page have to be covered either, but you do want it centered. I'm gonna let y'all go with that. Y'all chose what you want to do?
I got something in my head.
Huh?
I got
Something in your head, that'll be fine. As long as we did composition.
These hands look easy.
Try with hands. Hands can be the most difficult thing there is. Hands and feet. Hands and feet can be the difficult thing you can do. I'm gonna give you more than two sheets because we're gonna get texture with this pastel. This chalk. This table will pick up that chalk will pick up the texture. But I don't want to do that. So I want you to do it with chalk. I got chalk. Give you about 3 sheets. Yeah, I want y'all to show me that you understand the words within what you do and you're talking about.
No, that's not right. You know, something down in his hand. I'm really doing my own game.
Brother Richmond, I sure wanted to get on your picture today, but I'm gonna give it. Huh? Oh, you feel me? That's okay.
I'm tired of it.
It's got you there.
Kind of want to coach the class around, coach them a little bit today. To do that, you got to know what they're doing.
No.
Come up here. Bring your chair. Bring your chair.
Most students don't like for you to stand over me. I'm talking to art. They not you. This don't have anything to do with the fun. That wouldn't be good for me to stand over. Need help with anything? Just mention it. I both know I will critique the work. Let me get you the tissue. The tissue is good for this. Excuse me.
ABC what?
ABC, yeah.
What's that?
Talk. Okay. What? K. What are you talking about? It's on computers. ABC, yeah. No, I don't know what they use. ABC. It's a fun game.
Excuse me.
Remember taking me on that?
Oh, no. No. That's only for them to do their homework.
This works good for chalk. Paper towels or tissue, that's what rubs it in for you. Even that's good for pencil too.
You know how to do one door open, one door closed?
Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna draw on your drawing, that's your drawing. I'm gonna give you an example over here. Where do you want your door at? Right there? You gotta do it like that. Now open the door, you have to, it's kinda like, you got to study, you got to understand, it goes into perspective. Now, open the door, you talking about wide open or crack?
Crack.
That's crack right there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of looking down on it. Oh, to close it, to have a door closed, well, you might want to put a little board around it to make it look more like a door there. You know what I mean? And to make it close, you just put a knob there. That's just a bad example now. You know what I mean? That's cracked. And it's closed. Yeah, the tissue. Yeah, the
Right
tissue
there.
gives you interesting.
Is that right?
That's good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. No, it's real sharp. You want to use that? Go ahead. You need more paper? Now, Brooklyn, like I said, you're gonna put it in chop when you get to it.
I'm gonna do a piece at the top.
Okay.
Like
Like a what?
a bone.
don't know how what your man in the fence is. You look like your fence is riding in the sky. What is it? You just seeing a back higher area of this house? Is that what you were looking at? Hills, kind of looking at hills back here? See, I don't understand I can't truly say because I'm not understanding what your composition is. This is what are these here?
Hills.
Those are hills? Okay, that makes sense. Now you want a fence above the hills.
I don't think it. Okay. This one, the shortest. This one, the shortest.
What you gonna put in this area? How about them bushes? That tree?
Okay, so you've been involved in art for a long time.
A very long time, probably since before elementary.
Okay. So you have a love for art and you want to share this art with this love that you have for art with others.
True.
And that's why you became involved with the youth department, teaching art in the youth department.
That's correct.
How many days a week do you actually work upstairs? Do you work in the youth department teaching them art?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. And what days are that?
That'll be Thursdays and Fridays.
Thursdays and Fridays. Okay. So you've already started on some projects with the youth that are already involved in the program?
Well, just a small, just a little. Most of them trying to get them to understand the dynamics of art, understanding composition, what mediums to use, proper paints that go on with different types of medium. And I also plan in the future to introduce them to clay, we may say sculpture. But right now, it's a pretty interesting class. They have particular, all of them kind of have a little different taste in what they like to try to do. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to work just fine.
Okay, so right now, you're starting them out with the basics.
Right.
The basics, because you feel like it's important. Before they dive into just some projects, they really need to know the basics.
The basics.
The basics. Okay, that's good.